G'day guys, welcome back to another YouTube episode. The Law series is done. It's finished. Yes, it's horrible, horrific text-to-speech, I know. If there are any of you out there that are actual readers, people that like to read and really get into written stories, please let me know. I can provide you hard copies in PDF format as well, which you can obviously read out yourselves. The cost of AI text-to-speech right now is astronomical, and it is stupidly expensive. You can make music for free, AI music for free, but you can't use a voice to narrate a book. What a world we live in, right? So yeah, guys, look, once the voice to text or text to voice stuff actually becomes realistically priced, or what it should be already free, then I will redo the books fully narrated with different voices, different inflections, and all that kind of stuff to really bring life to it and body to it. I was thinking about doing casting call to get a voice actor involved, and the cost of that is also astronomical as well, because it's 4 books and they're over an hour each. So work out the math. That's going to be expensive for someone to read that out as a real person as well. So guys, I do apologize, but it's something that I promised you in my comeback video to Star Citizen, and to, get that out of the way, get it finished. Now, the story is full of fantastic elements, stuff that will blow your mind, twist your mind, keep you asking questions all the way through to the very, very last sentence of the very last book. There are twists and turns and stuff that you think you're going to know is going on, and then it's just going to go, what? Huh? But wait, what? And it's going to keep you guessing right to the very end. So, guys, I hope that those of you that are patient enough to deal with the crappy text-to-voice stuff can listen through. Otherwise, if you want to read the books as well, I'm more than happy to provide you PDF hard copies, or not hard copies, but digital copies as well. Anyway, moving forward, I'm back in Star Citizen, and I want to make a continuation on from my past endeavors of being factual, proof-based, evidence-based, and fact-based. Yeah, I want to be able to show you guys moving forward where we're up to and where Star Citizen's headed. We are only 2 years out now, right? So it's what, 12 years, 13 years for some of us. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I took a break for 6 years for a reason, and I'm watching community videos from a majority of the YouTubers I've been following myself since I've left, and I've watched their content slowly go downhill quite badly. It's just got to a point where it's easier to serve content to the trolls from Elite Dangerous than it is to engage with the Star Citizen community anymore. Now, guys, I understand 6 years gone by, a lot's happened, or not a lot's happened. It depends on your perspective. But at the same time, right, the fact that you're groaning and you're moaning and you're salty and you're angry, and this is game development, guys. All right, yeah, this has been done before. Static server meshing has been done before. Everything I said in past has been proved factually 100% on point to date. I've had people in the community coming up to me recently going, man, well, I'm so sorry I ever doubted you. Everything, literally 100% of everything you ever covered has come to full fruition now. Everything. I didn't think much of you at the time. I thought you were a bit of a drama factory person. But no, you were just telling the cold, hard facts that people didn't want to listen to. So to those of you in the community that have had that outreach to me since I've come back, thank you so much. I massively appreciate that. And that's been my kind of purpose the entire time. It was to shut down the cult, which we did successfully. But more importantly, it was to tell the truth about how the game development works from a technical IT standpoint and where we were at the time in the development. Now, we are still on that road. That has not changed. Everything that I had made statement about in relation to server meshing and the development of the game to date is still on track from what I said, 10, 12 years ago now, or 10 years ago, moving forward to now. So guys, look, I'm not here to come back to the community and be part of the drama factory and part of the salty, negative, misinformation, disinformation side of things. I'm here again just to continue on where we're at and moving forward, right? What's past is past. The last 3 months has been an absolute living hell in Star Citizen for me and people I play with as well. Right, we've had massive problems, massive lockups, lots of server crashes, server errors, ships blowing up out of nowhere, right? And so many other things. But one person that I have taken lead from of recent is one of the Avocadi, Even Lease. If you haven't checked him out, he does live streams for 4.0 testing as well as the EPTU stuff. He really gave me a really nice, fresh perspective of how to look at things where they stand at this minute. And that is, if you don't laugh, you cry. If you don't cry, you get angry. And if you get angry, well, that's not good for your health, mental or physical. And that's the thing, right? So this is the nature of game development. Any game you've ever played, any beta you've ever played is on the back of game testers who have already been testing, going through living nightmares to get to beta. And this is the thing. None of you realize this. Game development, yes, we've got kittens around a milk fountain. You know, that statement from that Rastafarian guy is a stoner, stoned off his guts in that CIG interview video. Yes, they're young. Yes, they're inexperienced. Yes, we've lost Todd Pappy. Yes, that scared me a bit, quite a bit actually. But it also made me realize that there is a change of the guard. So the older generation, X generation, my generation, we're coming to retirement age, or we're just moving on, or we've done things the way we've always done them for so long as a generation that we're inflexible and unable to move forward with the times and the changes in technology. Now, I will be discussing in future videos the NVIDIA Hopper GPU servers. That is, and irrefutably is, from a technical standpoint, the solution for dynamic server meshing. There is no other question about that. And we'll cover that in really technical, really good detail in future. And once again, I'll prove myself right in the long run. And there'll be haters and dissenters in the meantime. I'm aware of that. I'm prepared. This time around, I am prepared. So guys, look, I watched a video from Camural today. And it's a bit of a worrying trend that's starting to pop up. So yeah, this is the video here. Yes, I'm doing my first reaction video ever. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm just going to roll the punches. This is also from Reddit. Yeah. So let's take all of what he says with a grain of salt. He does go into a few things about Chris and Sandy, which I'm going to make very clear statement on and put that to bed once and for all now, forever as well, because yeah, wrong. So he goes so off script here and so off point, and so much disinformation and misinformation comments, constructive feedback comment, a professional one actually, into his comment section 4 times, and it got removed 4 times. And then he responds to me in the comment section, I didn't take your comment down, ask YouTube. Come on, mate. I've been a subscriber for you for God knows how many years. I never comment. I just watch and like your videos, usually. And if I don't like your videos, I don't even down-like them. I just move on to the next thing I'm watching on YouTube. But this, mate, this is way out of left field. This is not you. This is not your content. If you're having trouble engaging with the Star Citizen communities, because the Star Citizen community itself is disengaged, going to feed the trolls from Elite Dangerous, I've read your comment section, mate. They're all Elite Dangerous trolls. There's probably about 3 of us in there from Star Citizen. The rest are just, they're not from Star Citizen, that's for sure. And they're willing and happy to dump on the game. And you've left their comments up. So, mate, my question is from someone who is a mature adult, who usually covers really good discussions and arguments in relation to the development that I agree with for the most part, to then now do this video, it's very concerning. And it's also extremely bad taste, because this kind of content is going to scare away new players. Now, your personal opinions, and this is an opinion piece you've done, this is no way a reporting piece. This is just a rant of garbage and completely misinformation all the way for the most part. Couple of things I agree with, but only a couple. and that's not good. So we'll get into the video in a second. We'll go through it. But what I'm saying is, guys, is that we are only 2 years away. We actually have Formal 1.0 actually announced as a viable base product. It's the first time in the history of this development that anything of this like has been mentioned at all. So now we're in a situation where Squadron 42 is going to be phenomenal. Yes, the Prelude is going to be all wonderful and cinematic and battle-y and sitting in turrets and running around and blah, 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 right? That's fantastic. But when we get into the actual game itself, you're a cadet, you've applied to become a Marine, right, for the UEE or the MESA at the time. So you are starting out at the very bottom. You put server applications in, you've been knocked back, the next one, and you're obviously going to get in, and you're going to start boots on the ground. What Squadron 42 is it's a training simulator for the verse. So when Squadron 42 comes out, 1.0 has to come out with it. And this is the thing. This is the beginning of the end. Mate, come on. Are you that desperate for clicks and likes? And if you are so desperate for clicks and likes, go buy some on Google, mate. Because this is garbage content and it's so disingenuous of you, and you've lost my sub. I'll be unsubscribing from you after I finish this video today myself. And that's about 10 years I've been subscribed to you. You're losing your core community for what? Trolls in Elite Dangerous? Your channel's not going to continue going well if you continue down this pathway, mate. And that's what I was trying to tell you in this constructive feedback, is that I was being really nice about it and saying, please, what's going on? Why have you done this? Please don't go down this pathway again. I was so polite and so well-mannered, and 4 times you deleted the comment. I edited it. I changed capitals, one-word capitals, or public relations, for example, PR, down to lowercase. I did everything, and you took the comment 4 times because it went against the rhetoric that you were carrying on within this video, and then you tell me YouTube took it. No, sorry, mate. That's a lie. So something's going on with you behind the scenes of Star Citizen. Your expenditure on the game has no bearing on your attitude towards telling CIG what to do either. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, guys. It's bad. I've never seen content like this from any Star Citizen YouTuber before. So, all right, bit of a background, guys. For those of you in the Star Citizen community that haven't been following me for the last 6 years, which is rightly so, I haven't been in the community. 6 years I have watched the FPS scene peak and then crash and turn to dust. Every major FPS game, including this new Delta Force game, are flops. It's over. The cheating, the DMA hacking, the developers, the anti-cheats, it is over. And I have watched an entire industry crumble around my feet. I did some work with Riot Games for about 4 years as a contractor, not as an employee, dealing with this issue, and we were winning. Then DMA hardware took over and botting started about 3 years ago now, 2.5 years ago now. That's it. It's over. Okay? So me coming back to Star Citizen has been a revelation, because all the things that I was getting angry about, and the reason why I knew I had to take a break, because one, I had no more content to talk about with Star Citizen's game development at the time. It had stalled. The titanium wall, as I mentioned in past. The people that come back to me since and gone, wow, actually, thank you so much, and you were right, and shit, I'm sorry. That's just amazing from within the community. Thank you, guys. I massively appreciate that. I really do. I knew I was right, but now you also know I was right, and I was doing it for the right reasons. And that's what really matters, guys, is I'm trying to help. I'm not trying to hinder. Unlike this we're about to watch. All right, guys, so let's get into the nightmare this is. I just don't know what else to call it. Let's get started.
Hello everyone. We have this very interesting thread on Reddit. The White Knight Reddit, not Reddit refunds. Started by Craig Red, IE 2955 Daily Funding Tracker, Day 11, Final Day 1. Link to this thread is in my first pinned comment below. And he made this very nice graphic. This is funding in 2023 and this is funding in 2024. Last year, October, November, were saved by FHC Lightning Sale, which came totally out of the blue. No one expected this. We were supposed to get access to FHC Lightning after we finished certain chapters in Squadron 42, which of course is not out yet. And this year we get access to F7C Mark II and later F7E Mark II if we finished Overdrive missions. But now there's no family silver left. Maybe CRG will sell F8A to us. Funding so far seems to be lower than in 2023. We have to wait until this year is over. So I don't want Star Citizen to fail. I want Star Citizen.
That's where the first red flag popped up when I started watching this video. He's never said that before. Not once. Also, the Lightning. Exceptionally expensive and fanboy ship, and people bought it. It's an Armadial squadron ship. It is not a dogfighter. If you're going up against, let's say, 2 Hornets and a Warden as example ships, you're screwed because you can't cover all the angles. You can't turn quick enough. You can't strafe quick enough. You're just a gunboat, but a mini gunboat, right? That's what the Lightning is. It's designed to work in an 8-pilot wing of fighters in an Armadial battle as a squadron wing to go attack gunboats on the enemy side. It's a very specific fighter. It's there to take out retaliators. It's there to take out other FA Lightnings, as well as other heavy missile ships and things like that, right? Not capital, but you know what I'm saying, right? And also to take out hammerheads. It's a role-specific ship. Now, back in the day when I first heard about the Lightning, I was like, ha, 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 you know, like, wow, I've definitely got to get one of them. And then I did my research in the last couple of years and went, oh, no, it's not the ship I thought it was. And I think a lot of people got lost in translation with that and thought it's just a super tanky Hornet. And it's not. It's not. It's like the new Sabre variants, which are garbage in my opinion, especially the missile one, the torpedo, whatever you want to call it. They have very set specific roles. And those Sabres, the torpedo Sabres, would go in assistance to the Lightnings in an Armadial battle. But outside of that very specific case scenario, they're fucking useless. Okay, so if you're going to get a torpedo runner, you get an Eclipse and go in nice and quiet, you drop your payload, before they know it, boom, they're hit. Bang, blown up. Or your retaliators. Same thing, stealth ships or a mix of Eclipses and retaliators. The Sabres just, no. It's a dumb ship, but it is actually designed to work in coherence with the Lightning as a support torpedo medium fighter to support the attack on the hammerheads and other gunboat ships like that, and cargo ships for the Lightnings to take out, right? So this funding thing, 117 to 102. Really? World economic downturn, massive one. Wars all over the freaking planet. And just so many other contributing factors. And it's only a few million different. And you take out the Lightning from that last year, that's also 102. The Lightning was just that wild card added into the release of ships last year. If that wasn't there, it'd be at 102 right now as well. Exactly the same as last year's sales, practically speaking. Misinformation, disinformation, and just gaslighting, lying.
And to become a fantastic game and a great success. However, I have no trust in Chris anymore. In my opinion, the only way to save Star Citizen is Chris steps aside and lets someone take over who knows what he is doing.
Okay. Let's put this to bed finally forever. 2018. Colders came on to the board of directors. They brought in their family member who is an exceptionally highly paid solicitor. Sandy then did something that only Sandy would do because she's a meter maid from Queensland and has an amount of brains as a mouse. spent $50,000 on herself and Chris with buying handbags and going on holidays and buying boats and shit, whatever she bought, which got them kicked off the board because the Colders had put that money in specifically for the marketing of Squadron 42, specifically at the time. She breached contract. She also committed insider trading and so many breaches of law. It's crazy. So instead of the Colders indicting her and putting her in jail and then leaving Chrissy out in the cold effectively to have to sell his mansion, right, to pay for her court fees to minimize her sentence. It's federal offenses, guys, that she committed in America. They just said, okay, well, both of you pack up, piss off, go have a holiday. When you come back, you're just frontmen. Then at the Around the Verse pre-recorded episode at CitizenCon for 2018, you saw Chris Roberts and Sean Tracy to his left, and then the other guys, I think Todd Papa was there as well, and the other guy who's the lead of engineering and development, you know, the guy with the goatee, got his name. They were all there, and Chris was berating the crap out of Sean, right? And what I noticed straight away is there was no ring on his finger. Yeah, go back and watch it. You'll see. And the wedding band mark was there. Very clear to see. So Sandy effed up. Chris and her separated. She went to the Bahamas first. He then went after her. Okay? The settlement for the mansion had just started as well. And she then pissed off, from what I have found out, on a boat with some guy off into the Blue Yonder, leaving Chris there in the Bahamas by himself for 6 months, not knowing what to do. So then he comes back and does the Around the Verse pre-recorded episode way before CitizenCon, by the way. It was just, I'd say they set the setup and had everything right, and then they got him in a couple of months early to do the Around the Verse thing. Obviously, he was in a terrible frame of mind and terrible mood at the time. And yeah, that was why his behavior in that pre-recorded Around the Verse episode that tied in, didn't even really tie in. It just kind of got inserted into CitizenCon 2018, which was, well, you know what that was like. I've already done a video on that. It's crap. So ever since, Chris Roberts and Sandy Gardner are just faces for CIG. They have no operational control. They have no position within the company to make decisions, and they have no authority to tell even the most junior of staff what to do anymore. These are the final facts on Chris Roberts' position within CIG right now and Sandy Gardner's. That is it. So, Camural, you are wrong.
Chris can still be the spokesperson and Star Citizen.
And in the same breath, he then says that, right?
Can still be Chris' vision. However, this won't happen.
It has happened, Camural.
So letting good people go who know what they are doing and replacing them with cheap, young, inexperienced people who don't find enough experienced people to learn from is not a smart decision. It is not only John Pritchard who is sorely missed. Chris, still prioritizing eye candy fluff, cool cinematics, might bring you new players and new cash for a while, but this doesn't make a good game, Chris. A good game needs to be fun, needs good game mechanics, needs to be interesting and not time sink galore. You don't create a fun and interesting game by putting one tedious time sink on top of more tedious time sinks. Of course, Star Citizen is a space game. I don't want to be able to teleport all over the systems. Some things should take time, that's totally fine. But what Chris seems to want is we all quit our jobs and spend 10 hours a day playing Star Citizen to get anything done.
Let me make something very clear. At least half of our community are retired military, Navy, Air Force, and special operations for the government. Who do you think the whales are, guys? CEOs of businesses? No. These guys are putting their life's retirement pensions into this game and have helped prop it up for many, many years. Now, yes, some of them are completely deluded and haven't any idea what they're doing and are running big orgs, and it's all going to crumble and fall apart for them. And some of them own more than one Javelin and more than one interest too. But that's their military retirement fund. If they want to waste it however they like, good for them. They've done their service to their country and they can do what they like. But what I'm saying is, guys, that there are people that will be playing this for 10 hours a day, every day. This is their life. And not everybody is going to have 10 hours a day. That's fine. But if you have a large organization that you develop of trained, qualified, skilled, and experienced people that you train yourself, because you've put the hours in, and you've put the flight night training in, and you've put the brevity together, and you put all the standard operating procedures together, and you've actually done an instruction manual for the people you actually promote into management positions below you as an org owner, or a corporation owner, or a syndicate owner, to then train them to do their job. You are running a business model within this game. If you have not got the time to put into this, at that level as an org leader, shut your org down and let somebody else do it. Because guys, when all these millions of people come in, they are going to want to join an org that has their shit already sorted. And from what Cameral's saying, he's like, oh, I'm just flying around doing whatever because that's what I do. That's nice, dude. You're not going to make it in the verse. You're not going to make it in Star Citizen ever with the way you're doing things. The whole idea of this is, this is Second Life. That is exactly what Chris Roberts has had planned from the very beginning. Now, yes, he's not in control of that vision, but that vision is still being seen out by the Colders, and there's a reason why the Colders are doing it, and it's not because of all of the fame and fortune and all the people playing and all the pretty graphics that Camural keeps going on about. It's Star Engine, guys. Star Engine, once they have dynamic server meshing, is going to be a zillion-dollar product. It will be the only game engine in the world from now and into the future, as they will proprietize the dynamic server meshing elements and make it their own actual technology that any other company in future wants to use for aeronautics, use for game development, use for planetary modeling for science applications, is going to have to pay disgusting amounts of money to use. The Colders business people. They're multi-millionaires and has access to extremely powerful people because why? They're dumb? No, it's because they're extremely tactical, business savvy, and very stringent in how they do things. It is extremely impressive that they saved Star Citizen from dying back in 2016, and then 2017, and then 2018, and then 2019, and they're like, oh, okay, hi, yep, we're stopping all this crap. That's it. And they did. And we still have a development only 2 years away, with 1.0 being an actual reality now. So if you go through this guy's comment section, and this is what really, really swung the red flag for me, all Elite Dangerous, all shitting on the game, all complaining about stuff. There's probably about 3 other actual Star Citizen community members in his comment section of this video. The rest are all Elite Dangerous. And the whole thing is none of them, including himself in this video specifically, as I said, I've been subscribed to him for about 10 years. For him to turn around and do this is just mind-blowing. It's off script, it's out of character, and it's very, very wrong because it's misinformation. It's exceptionally bad marketing for new players to come in, and it will destroy the current community at that stage too. Do we want 25,000 people only ever playing this game over 100 star systems, or do we want millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions? So everyone has a big org, they have everyone trained, everyone doing stuff every day. Even if it's not on, they're not on today, there'll be 20 other people in their place to do that job, right? To then live in the verse, not live in the verse, but actually live in the verse. UEC is never becoming a point of discussion ever again for any org bank. Materials, resources, planetary development. Guys, we're going to have this here ourselves on our own planets. Do you not understand this? We are going to have cities. We are going to have infrastructure. We're going to have so much. We have one solar system right now. What is anyone whinging about? 1. And yes, 1.0. Oh, there's only 5. Only 5? Sorry? This is the kernel of UEE space. Talking about other stuff moving forward, which we'll get to in a minute. Just stop thinking through this tiny little scope of vision and open your both eyes and realize what's going on. It's just, this can't continue. This continues. This will be what kills Star Citizen. Horrifically poorly behaved YouTubers and social media marketing by all the wrong people that used to be the right people.
I think one of the reasons so many people don't feel like spending money anymore is if progress is slow, but result is good, that's fine. But Star Citizen has gotten worse this year, way worse. State of the game in year 13, terrible, no fun master modes and 3.23. This costs you a lot of money, Chris, believe me. Terrible, user-unfriendly UI like in movies, like for example Iron Man in 3.23, which is fine for a movie, but not functional, not fine for a game. Loading our ships ourselves at outposts using a magical handheld tractor beam, while everyone can just get onto our ships and fly away in 3.24, we still have no keys, no ability to lock our ships in year 13. More than 7 years ago, Chris and Tony Surek talked about machines and NPCs, helping with loading, unloading, still nowhere to be found.
Like if I have a big container ship and I pull into the port of LA here at Long Beach, there's a whole setup. There's longshoremen, big cranes, and there's service, and the crew of the container ship don't actually unload the containers themselves. There's equipment that does it, and there's people that are paid to do that.
Item banks in 3.24, which are not more realistic or immersive than local inventory, but a lot slower and inconvenient to use. Green Murky Universe in 3.24. Chris, why did you destroy the fantastic universe view we had before? New ship HUDs in 3.84.2, where important information is not in our view anymore or not displayed at all. For example, EMP cooldown and overheat cooldown, nowhere to be found. New MFDs in 3.84.2, which have horizontal scroll bars inside the MFD. Good luck using MFDs in combat. More tedious and boring time sinks are coming. Permadeath managing every little thing on our ships ourselves, changing fuses, filters, etc. Gameplay is boring. Every bunker looks the same. POIs are copy and pasted all over the planets and moons. Yeah, even games from much smaller developers have interesting and different POIs. Players are not happy they cannot fly their bigger ships with players plus NPCs. NPC crews most likely won't even be in 1.0.
Okay, let's just unwrap all of that. Every company has branding, yes? In this case, it's branding and design. Wow, right? Oh, imagine confirmation or conformality distribution centers across the local solar system. Imagine actually having a professional corporate business structure and styling for your building so people can easily recognize them wherever they go in the solar system. Imagine. He has lost the plot. He is showing how little engagement he has with the actual project at this stage too. This is just moronic, stupid, empty talk. He's complaining about stuff that literally no one cares about. And if you're so worried about Kovalex looking like Kovalex and all of the other guys, with their brands and their buildings out in all the outposts looking the same, get a job, work somewhere for a while, understand how industry works to start with, mate, because you are in la la land. There's a reason, there is a purpose, there is a structure to everything in this game so far. And one solar system. My God. Pyro doesn't have any of this. Anyway, MFDs. Yep, I've not seen that problem in the last 3 months. Don't know what he's talking about. And I just recently bought the Connie Taurus. Before you freak out, just a piece of shit, it's out of date and there's holes in it and, blah, blah. No, it's fixed. It looks fantastic. It's completely up to date for an RSI ship, and it works perfectly. No gold pass yet for the buttons. Everything else is perfect. Even the lifts don't kill you anymore. It is working perfectly. MFDs look freaking awesome. Way big improvement over the old system. So once again, no Camural, you misinformation, disinformation, and just wrong again. Mindless nerfs, yes, because it's called balancing, mate, and they've brought in master modes to slow everything down on the one solar system. I'll keep repeating that, to manage the static server meshing in preparation for dynamic programming. So yes, they've achieved static, and they're just adding layers to static to make it static 1, static 2, static 3, static 4, static 5, hybridized into dynamic. That's what they told us years ago, Camural, and everybody out there in the community, and something that I have stringently covered myself as my forte for the channel relating to Star Citizen. Don't talk about things you don't know about, mate. It's unprofessional, it's unethical, and it's disingenuous, and once again, disinformation and misinformation. Not on. Don't go back to doing this again in future, mate. Go back to your normal content, because this is a train wreck you've put together. And just 5-star systems. Holy shit. Guys, we're going to have 5, not 1. That's a magnitude of additional 4. I say 4 because Terra and Stanton are one and the same, in my personal opinion anyway. So let's say 5 all up, right? So Terra, Stanton, and 3 Pyro, Nyx, and Castra, right? Castra's going to be the bomb for people that want to actually get ready for 1.0, get set up, practice, etc., which I won't go into because that's going to affect my decision-making process for you guys that I don't want to know about, because every person who is an org owner or part of an alliance or part of a corporation or part of a syndicate doesn't want their plan shared with anybody for obvious reasons, because there are anonymities in the community already. And there are going to be people that aren't going to want to know what the other people are doing, which, no, that's not how it works, guys. So yeah, look, this so far is just, he's whinging and ranting and speaking literal clown talk. None of it is based in an actual factual demonstrable way, or in a way in which it works within the framework of the development, the law that supports this development, and the manufacturing branding of things. Come on, man. Every company has conformity.
A lot of mindless nerfs on 3.24.2, for example Corsair and Redeemer, just to sell the new Paladin. 1.0 will be a minimum viable product with just 5 star systems, no alien worlds, no NPC crews, and even 1.0 is years away. Is this the beginning of the end for Star Citizen? I sure don't hope so.
Okay, and then again he reinforces that Elite Dangerous rhetoric. It's the beginning of the start of Star Citizen, Camural, not the end. It's the beginning of the end of what has been the past. That's why it's called past. It's back there. What is ahead of us is the future. It is the beginning of the future of actually playing actual Star Citizen as a complete viable product with massive expandability ahead of it. So let's talk about dynamic quickly, okay? Chris Sandy, PR only, not part of the development, not in control of this. CIG are going to then do the 5-star systems, which they've already got done. It's just they're going to release them then. Then they're going to take the framework of those solar systems, right? The dynamic server meshing, the OCS, everything like that, right? Object container streaming, for those that aren't aware of the acronym. All of that. And they're going to implement fauna, flora, environmental weather systems, cloud systems, environmental hazards, caves, the whole bit, right? And it's going to be cut and paste. If he actually bothered to watch this year's CitizenCon and knew anything about the planet tech and the weather tech updates, it is transferable. You can just set parameters and click. and it adds it to the entire freaking planet. And it is dynamic, it changes, and it is completely and utterly unscripted. It's truly dynamic. It does its own thing. It chooses if it wants to shoot a bolt of lightning out of the sky and blow your ship up, not the scripted development side of it. It's autonomous. It will do what it wants to do. You are going to be actually flying into actual living planets. Just, mate, where is your head at? Why are you doing this? You said you spent thousands of dollars. Well, shit. What, you're going to delete your account now like the other guy did recently, who's also going to come back to the game when it comes out and buy more ships again? Don't know what he's on. Can't understand him. Can't understand why he's done it. That's very immature and very irresponsible behavior from someone who spent over $5,000 on the game to just delete it. And his account, I'm talking about, guys. He didn't even try to sell anything on the grey market or melt anything in the shop. He just deleted his account with all of those ships. Crazy, man. Camural, he's flying around doing stuff. Okay, cool. Dude, upgrade your PC. These glitchy graphics is not my PC, mate. It's the video, and it's not the video recording. It's your frame rate. Your graphics card is chugging. Time for a hardware upgrade, mate. Instead of being a clown on the internet trying to get likes and clicks and views, instead of doing this garbage to try to make some revenue to upgrade your PC, do yourself a favor. Buy your likes, your clicks, your views, yeah, instead off Google, and don't make content like this. Game the YouTube algorithm and the system that literally almost every other YouTuber on here does. That's just a fact. And argue till you're blind and blue in the face with me about it. Don't care. That's a fact. All right, this whole YouTube thing's a scam. It's rigged. All right, and then the copyright system. Oh my God. All right, and YouTube supports it. Anyway, go back to making your content, not this crap. This is not you, and not someone I've followed for 10 years.
To go as soon as possible. Yeah, I will get comments again. Oh no, Chris doesn't make all those decisions. It's not Chris' fault. You have no idea. Chris?
No, Camural, you have no idea. You have literally no idea of what's going on. And this misinformation and putting Chris as the scapegoat here, yes, he scapegoated himself, or his wife did at the time, stuffed them both over. He's just sitting back, PR guy now. You don't have the idea here, mate. You're wrong. Factually speaking, mate, on paper. Don't make statements like this about anything in life unless you have proof, facts, and evidence to support it with, because actually, in practice, you're making yourself out to be an extremely unqualified source of information now, and someone that has no credibility and no trust with telling the facts and the truth about the development for this. And if you can't get this right, what else aren't you getting right in the real world already?
Is micromanaging every little thing in this game. If there are new time sinks, you can be sure that Chris wants those time sinks. So don't tell me Chris doesn't know. Me personally, I won't spend any more money on Star Citizen until CIG works on the points I list. Solutions? Give us a fun.
He's dictating to CIG what has to happen for him, almighty Camural, God of Star Citizen and CIG, what he wants, and then, oh, look, that's okay, I'll give you some money. Do you think anyone cares, Camural, at this stage? I've just pre-explained how many people have put a massive amount of money into this game, money that you will never, ever, ever have access to, nor will I, to be able to buy ships they wanted to buy, to have these armadas. Mate, you're one person. Your opinion literally doesn't matter in the greater scheme of things, nor does mine, nor does Salty Mike's, nor does Board Gamers, nor does Noobifiers, nor does anybody's. This dictatorial behavior from you, mate, are you having a midlife crisis?
Flight model and ship combat back we had before 3.23. Maybe even go back to before 3.0. John Bridges' pre-3.0 flight model and ship combat wasn't perfect, but it would be a good start. Give us a decent UI, not something out of a movie like Iron Man with no functionality. You only put it in for the looks. You can have a very user-friendly UI that still looks good. Give us functional and easy-to-use HUDs and MFDs back. Give us local inventory back. Give us a beautiful universe back, not a murky green one. Make playing Star Citizen fun and interesting, not more boring and more tedious. Less time sinks, not more time sinks, and more are coming. Give us quality of life improvements, like for example spawning directly into space stations and spaceports. Yeah, having those immersive elevator and immersive meteorites really gets old after you've done this more than 1,000 times. I think I'm like 10,000 times by now. Give us NPC crew.
Plucking numbers out of thin air. 10,000 times. It's a very, very specific number. And a very freaking large number at that.
Star Citizen has a lot of big ships but not enough players. I'm not saying every ship should be able to be soloed, but a Polaris should be functional with 3 to 4 players and rest NPC crew.
Polaris is an Armadio battleship only. If you want to run a crew or a mini org on a Polaris, you're going to get wiped. And you're going to get wiped regularly. It is a very case-specific ship, and I know everyone's going to have all their opinions and like, oh, but what about this? You could do that. I get that, all right? I understand you've got opinions, but factually speaking, as an applicable vehicle in Star Citizen, it has a very specific role. It is a massive retaliator. That's all it is. Would you take a retaliator dogfighting? So would you then take a Polaris in up against an Idris and a Kraken? It's very use specific. Everyone that bought one is a fool, in my opinion, because you have wasted a lot of money on something that you may use, as I said before, once a year.
Give us the alien races. Aliens are fun and interesting. We could trade with aliens and we could fight aliens. Only always fighting other human NPCs is getting really old.
Now, this is the one thing, the main thing I agree with him on, is the Tavarans, they're meant to be assimilated into the human race already. They're meant to be here in Sol and in Terra. So I agree with that. We should already have an alien species that we're playing with. We can play as a playable character as well. We've got their ships. We've got the Prowler even. So why don't we have the alien characters to play? I agree on that. There's the one thing so far in this video he has actually gone back on point with from his little wander out there in the fairylands. He's come back and gone, oh, reality check for a second. Yeah, I'm back in reality. Yeah, let's talk about something that's actually relevant and actually justifiable. And yes, Camural, you nailed it. 100% I agree with you on this. This is the usual content you do. But it is in such small supply in this video that I'm starting to become very concerned and confused by what you're doing right now. Yes, Tavarans should be currently in-game. They should be also an alien species that we can choose to select and play against. The new Tavaran dogfighting ships need a lot of work. They're just like the Mustang, glass cannons. Hopefully they'll fix that up. But he gets on this point, and I was hoping from listening on from here, which this video is not much longer to go, by the way, guys, is I was hoping that he was going to kind of continue on back on track, right? And talk about really good stuff like this moving forward. And I agree. It would be wonderful to have Tavaran pirates, Tavaran outlaws, or have them introduced in Pyro as a new faction and a new, say, Stanton mission, right? Stage 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. When we do HRT missions, Tavarans, outlaw Tavarans, that would be sick, right? And if we can also be playable characters as well as Tavarans, that would be even more epic and more applicable and more relevant to the lore and the current state of the UEE in the Stanton system. You're on point there, Camural. One big point there. That's all so far.
Also, showing fancy faked videos and CRG's weekly shows and YouTube ads, videos that have very little to do with the game experience in year 13 It's not smart. You make a lot of people angry who thought this is real gameplay.
Okay, so Camural, you've obviously never had a job. You know nothing about how marketing works. Go to McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, the list goes on. Does anything you see in the TV ads, the online social media ads, imagery, including the actual imagery at the actual restaurant, look anything like what you get in your wrapper or your box? No, mate. No. It's just marketing. It's just the way the world works, mate. You've clearly been living in some kind of underground bunker for the last 80 years of your life, although you're much younger than that. So your parents, and you're like Fallout 76. You've just come out of the shelter for the first time and you come into the real world and don't know how anything works. Mate, that's a massively stupid statement. Every single game throughout history has done this. Every business in the world does this on a daily basis. The new military lighter thing, the big long silver thing with a big handle, and it burns holes in this and it burns holes in that, and look at that can, it cooks through it, and you get it. It's just a normal lighter, with a butane container in it. It's marketing, mate. It's you want to sell something, you've got to make it look better than it really is. People will still buy it because it's that pre-understanding as well that they are expecting it's not going to be like that in the picture. They would like for it to be. I would like for it to be, but it's not. And we know this already because there's no wool over our eyes, and we have already been educated and preconditioned at school to understand how marketing works and how the psychology of marketing works when we went to school. Then you got a job, which you clearly don't seem to have ever had, to then see for yourself the product on the menu doesn't look anything like the product in front of you. In a corporate office, it's the same thing. Brand marketing, and the difference between the brand marketing and the fantastic paid actors in the ad to how your business really works. What is going on, mate? Where are you going with this? Why are you doing this?
I am way past concierge. I wasted a few grand. I was stupid, but at least I won't throw good money after bad money anymore.
How's it bad money? If it was bad money to begin with, how's it at any stage going to be good money to end with? That's a contradiction of the highest level and a misnomer at the very least. What are you talking about? You spent good money to now have that good money turned to bad money because you'd not got what you want. You sound like a 5-year-old toddler without their lollipop, mate. You're having a tantrum because it's not, and as you have previously in this video already dictated to CIG that they have to do things your way, otherwise you're not going to spend any more money. Literally no one cares, mate. Stop feeding the trolls for Elite Dangerous, for Christ's sakes. What are you doing? I'll keep asking that until you get back to me in my comment section of this video. Guys, tell him to watch this.
I didn't spend 1 cent this IE. If you listen to us, Chris, I will happily buy ships again. Please don't make your game worse like you did in 2024.
You're addressing Chris Roberts again, the last person in relation to any of this development who has a say in anything. Once again, you are so disconnected to the actual development and what's really going on. Chris Roberts is not the problem. It's you wasting all this money on a game that you want to be a certain way and it didn't happen. It's an alpha development. It's a software program. Things change all the time in software development and especially game development. Do you think Cyberpunk 2077 came out the way it was intended to? F no. In any way. It was cut down by 2/3 to be released as a retail product. That's why it flopped, because the game that was intended was going to be phenomenal. But financial investors and political parties, because don't forget CD Projekt Red was in with their government for funding, We're forcing deadlines and forcing returns on investment as quickly as possible. You don't think the investors for this and Squadron 42 are also putting the thumb screws in, trying to cut things down? The fact that the Colders are going, no, sorry, not Chris, not Sandy, they were nowhere near the backbone and guts to stand up against their investors. The Colders are wealthy in their own right. They can carry this over the line themselves. So they're keeping the investors very realistically focused on what is going to happen and just wait. If you don't like it, take us to court and you'll lose. Why? Because they already pledged their money into the development of Squadron 42, which has been finished, now is being polished and worked on and waiting for the dynamic server meshing to get kicked in for that. Yes, Squadron 42 is going to have a certain element of dynamic server meshing built in, yes. But we're sitting in the PU because of the expansion and the absolute astronomical amount of servers that are going to be physically required to run 100 solar system universe in a dynamic mesh. So yes, we'll have dynamic in Squadron 42. You won't see it. You won't know how it works, but it'll be there in parts. Yeah. Especially for cinematic sequences at certain points in the game where it'll seamlessly leave one transition to an actual environment where you're standing and playing as a character. Things like that will be the dynamic server meshing elements. And you got to start somewhere, right? And that's what they're doing. From micro scale to a macro scale eventually. So you're dictating anything to anyone doesn't mean anything to anyone either, mate. You are not special. I am not special. None of us are special, including the investors who are having a whinge and a bitch because they want to make money. Well, just wait. Because once Star Engine is a real IP, guys, holy shit. This will be your second life. You'll have a full body haptic bodysuit, the whole VR thing going on. You'll have your whole space sim set up. You'll be immersed. And you will spend easily 10 hours in here because you'll just get sucked in. Like even when I play, 8 hours go by and I'm like, holy shit, I thought I was on here for 2. And that's with the drama with the game at the moment. Just, mate,
Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. I do like that though. I do like how he says that. All right, guys, look, it is where it is. We are moving forward now. The past is there. The future's here. Stop the negative PR crap for Star Citizen. Stop the whinging and bitching about things that you want because you're not going to get them. We are way past that point now. This is not year 2. This is year 12, going to year 13. 13 is a lucky number in a lot of countries, so I'm hoping it's a good year for all of us, especially when it comes down to 4.0 as well as butter smooth graphics, butter smooth stuff. And if we do have crashes, that's the least of our concerns at that stage again, right? So guys, look, if you catch a YouTuber carrying on with this kind of crap, put in the comments section, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Stop. Go back to your usual content, please. Okay. This is what I wrote to Camural this morning after watching this video and agreeing with one major point only, on point thing he said in that whole video. Long-term subscriber here, also original backer as well. I have enjoyed your videos until now. This is opinion-based and not your usual content. What is going on? The entire Chris conversation is totally off point. Both Chris and Sandy got the boot by the Colders. I'm not too sure how they spell their names. This is in a draft anyway. I posted it and it got taken down 4 times. Yeah, 4 times, not right. Actually 4. After the marketing debacle years ago, Chris also didn't have his wedding ring on at around the first pre-recorded episode of CitizenCon 2018 either. Both Sandy and Chris had separated when that happened. Yes, totally a fact. It's Sandy's fault, but also caused their separation as well. Chris has only been the public relations guy ever since, and Sandy is just simply there from time to time, right? I remember the last time I saw Sandy properly in an actual Star Citizen video, and she had just come back from an audition for being a bikey chick covered in fake tats and stuff, and she was just toxic, and everyone in the room felt extremely uncomfortable in her presence. I remember the whole thing. It was disgusting. Never seen her properly since. Chris in no way is in control of anything at CIG anymore and hasn't been since, shortly after the Colders joined the board of directors. Please just stick to the facts in future videos. Also, the ship sales this year, they are due in part to a massive economic world downturn, and also everyone that wanted said ships in their fleets that could already afford them have already bought them. Ship sales are also down for the simple fact that 1.0 is now actually reality, and people are realizing with the ships they already have can make all the UECs they need to get the rest in game for free now. Just duh. As I said in this video, this is in no way like your normal content. Please don't go down this path again. And if you do, base your findings on facts, please, like you usually do. This was an opinion piece and was utterly factually wrong and biased. Research results truth. Opinions only create dispersions of the truth. Don't continue to be the latter in future, please. Stay on track in future again, please. That got taken down 4 times, correctly written up and stuff like that. Why? Why, against all of the troll, moron, idiot, like dangerous dickheads in the comment section, just the beginning of the end, Camural, check it out. Look at his comment section. 98% elite dangerous people shitting on Star Citizen and just feeding this lost dog bullshit video to really, really push the development down and put a very, very scary outlook to any new player coming into the game. Guys, we want millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people in here. We do not want just 25,000. To have an org, to grow, to live, to run a planet, you need millions of real people getting on and off every day and overlapping with each other in some cases and getting stuff done to be able to live in the verse. Not live in the verse, live in the verse. Your second life for freaking real. Ready Player One. Literally in a few years, this is what this will become. And more and more and more people are going to join. They're going to want regiment, they want structure, they want brevity, they want training, they want standard operating procedures, they want all the support they can get, advice, and get looked after, right, to enjoy the game. Our job is to run organizations, corporations, and syndicates within the game as the people running them so the people that come on can have fun. It's called a corporate structure. The Colders are corporate people. This was predestined years and years ago. If you're not willing to put in the time, the effort, the training, development, writing of materials, and branding of your own product and your own marketing, it's not exactly the same as the game. Oh, shock horror. Say reality. Then what are you doing in this development? This is Star Citizen. This is always Star Citizen. If you never bothered to do the research or learn anything about the game and you spent multi-thousands of dollars on ships just to fly them around, mate, get on Ship Hangar, sell your ships, and get out of Star Citizen and don't look back. Because you're not the right target market for this game. This game is a living universe, and all the keywords are there for the last 12 years. As I said, did you literally just come out of a bunker? Anyway, guys, to finish up with, Camural, just get back on track, mate. I'm begging you. I've been following you for 10 freaking years, mate. And this is you jumping off a cliff. Why? To get likes, views, and impressions? Like, dude, pay for them in Google if you have to. Don't make this drivel, this clown garbage again. Please. Moving forward, guys, I will be covering the NVIDIA Hopper GPU server technology in exceptional detail to show how that will work precisely with dynamic server meshing and will be imperative to its actual success moving forward. It is hand in hand, literally hand in hand technology, and will make dynamic server meshing an actual sustainable, efficient, and cost-effective solution to the server related issues in this game permanently and be far superior to anything else that file-based database servers can ever offer for this netcode technology and the way in which the mesh works. GPU acceleration is key for dynamic server meshing. All right, guys, that's it. Camural, It's nothing personal, mate, but what are you doing? Please get back on track, bro. Otherwise, I'm going to have to unsubscribe. And 10 years. Think about that. All right, guys. Peace out. Catch you next one. Cheers.